Hello everyone, my name is Harsh and in this session I'll be telling you how you can implement a theme changing app which will be changing the theme from dark to light and light to dark on the click of a button. We'll also be seeing like how we can add a drawer inside our application. So drawer is basically something which on clicks shows you all the options which are available inside your application. So let's look at it. So I'll remove the code from the previous session. So let me remove this my home page. So this is basically a stateful widget. In this session, we'll be using and working with a stateless widget and we'll add a stream builder to it. So stream builder is used whenever we want to update the state of the app inside the stateless widget, and it will be updating the state like dynamically. So if some change takes place, it will be updating it on the go. So let's remove this material app as well. And after this, I'll be adding here stream builder. We'll be returning a stream builder and we'll be setting the stream to block dot dark theme enabled. So we need to create this dark theme enabled. So we'll be creating it in a later part. So let's wait for a while and then let's move to the next thing, which is adding an initial data. So I'll set the initial data to false. And I'll add a builder. So this builder is used for building the widget or displaying the widget which we want inside our stream builder. So it takes a context and the snapshot of the data which we want it to display. And next we have to use an arrow function, and here we are specifying a material app. So I have added a material app here, and inside this material app I'll be adding a theme. So this theme will be basically the thing which will be changing according to the snapshot data which will be changing on the click which we'll be making in the app. So basically I'll be using a switch to make this click. So if the switch is turned on, then it will turn the theme to one color, and if the switch is turned off, it will change the theme to some other color. So let's add the snapshot dot data here, and I'll add theme data dot dark, and if the condition is something else, then it will be changing the theme to theme data dot light. Next I'll add home to it. So home will be basically the screen which will be displaying. So we generally provide a scaffold inside this home, and in the scaffold I'll add an app bar. Inside the app bar I'll pass a title. So this time I'm using a direct passing of the title rather than passing it from our main function which is called when the app is run. So I'll name it dynamic switching. So stream builder. Yeah, so now the text has been added to it. Now I'll add the body part for this app, and inside the body I'll add a center. For the child of the center I'll add a hello world text, and after this I'll add a drawer. So this drawer will be something which will be appearing on the top right, and when we will be clicking on this drawer, it will be displaying all the available options which we will be adding inside this drawer. So drawer takes a class of type drawer, and inside it it takes a child. So I'll be adding a list view as a child, so that the various different elements can be added inside this list view. The V needs to be capital, and inside this list view it takes a list of children. So it is of type widget. So I'll add a container, and inside the container I'll provide the color to be black and height to be 150. The color needs to have CS capital. And now let's move forward with editing the container, and now adding some decoration to the container. Inside the decoration I'll provide a shape as circle, and I'll provide an image to it. I'll add a network image to it, and inside it I have to pass a link. So I'll be adding a link in a while, and I'll add the fit to be box fit dot fill, so it will be filling all the available space. Let me copy the link from the website and I'll add it inside this. Copied the link here and I'll paste it inside this. Now let us save it. So it is not updating the UI inside the mobile application, inside the mobile which is visible to you, because it is still having an error here for the block. So we'll be creating it a bit later. Now let us add another item to this list view. So this will be basically a text widget which will be saying my name. So it is saying my name. Now let's add some other things to it. So like we'll be adding some list styles. One more thing which we missed earlier is that we need to add a container as well. So inside this list view we'll be having a container, and then inside this container we have another widget named as column. So let me add it quickly. Inside this container I'll add my column widget here, removing this text, adding inside this container I'll add my child as column. So I have added a column here, and inside the column I'll add a children widget. So first thing which I'll be passing is a container of height 100 and width as 100, and I'll add some decoration to it. So the decoration which we have added earlier in this container needs to go inside this particular container. So what I'll be doing is I'll be cutting it down from here and I'll add it inside this particular container, and I'll add a comma and reformat the file. Now I'll add another widget to it, which is a text widget. So this text widget will basically be holding some text which I want to display. So for now I have added my name to it. Now let's add some list style to it. So list style is basically the items which we want to appear or we want to display in a form of a tile inside this list. So I have passed a title to this list style. So the title is of a type widget. So I have passed the text widget to it, and inside the text widget I have added a string. So now correcting the typo and making the string to be enabled dark theme. After it I'll be adding a trailing widget. So trailing widget will be having a switch triggering which we can change the state or the theme data, or the what we can say the theme of our application. So I have added it. The switch will have a value, so the value be equal to snapshot dot data. So whatever the data will be there in the snapshot will be used as a value for this switch. And on change button we'll be calling the block dot change theme, so it will be changing the theme of the app. Now I'll copy this list tile and paste it and edit some part of it so that one more tile could appear below this. So I'll firstly add a leading to it. So leading will be an icon. So the first thing which will be appearing is an icon, and after that a text widget will be appearing. And I'll remove this trailing, which was the switch. Now on tapping it, it won't be performing anything. It will basically just pop the drawer out of the stack of all the elements which are there. So I have added navigator dot of context dot pop, so it will be popping the drawer out. Now let us create the implementation for the block which we have used above. So block will be of a type class, and inside it we'll be creating a stream and sink. So I will be having another session on block in the upcoming days. But as of now, you can consider a block to be a data flow in which there is a stream and sink. So you add a data to the flow, and then you can fetch data from that flow using the stream and sink. So firstly, I have specified a stream controller, and this stream controller is of a type boolean. And next I am getting the change theme variable by through the theme controller which I have specified above. So I am adding it the call into a sync by calling underscore theme controller and by getting the status of the dark theme enabled or not by using stream controller dot stream. Now we need to assign a block, or we need to call this block class by assigning it to a block variable which will be of a type final, so it won't be changed throughout the app. So you can see all the errors which were appearing have now gone, and I have restarted the app so that the new state of the app could be formed and all the things can appear inside the place. Now you can see that it has displayed the name in the center, and we have a menu button on the top. You can also see that an image is displaying as I coded for, and a list tile is also appearing with a text and an icon and a switch button. So when I am clicking on this switch button, it is triggering the state or the theme, changing the theme of the app from dark to light and light to dark according to whatever the theme which we have specified. Now we'll be seeing about the next part of our application, or the next part of our session, which is adding the top three dots which you must have seen in various different applications. So basically those three dots can contain various different functions which you want. Most of the time those three dots contain function which are related to logging out a user, or transferring a user to a new screen which is a settings screen. So let's see how we can implement those three dots. So firstly, for adding the three dots, we need to add an actions list of widget inside the app bar. So I have added actions, and it contains a list of widgets which we want to add. Inside it, I am using a pop-up menu button. So this will be of a type pop-up. So when we'll be clicking on that button, it will be popping out a window, like a small window on the top right of the screen only, and it will be having all the options which we will be providing inside it. So it has an item builder which will be there to build all the items which we want, and clicking this pop-up menu button, it will be triggering a function so that we can select what we want to do when a particular function or a particular item from these menu items is selected. So I have coded a function for it which is a handle click function. So it will be handling whatever on whatever function the click has been made. So it is taking a string value, and we are having a switch case statement to check if the passed string is of a type logout. So it will be printing something, and next we it will be breaking out this particular switch statement. But if it is having some other case which is of the type settings or equals to settings, so it will be printing breaking, and it will be breaking out the switch case for this app. So now inside this item builder, I'll pass the items which I want to display. So I want to display a list items from a particular list. So there are two items. The first one is the logout, and the second one will be the settings. And I'll be mapping these items. So I'll be mapping these items, and these items, the choice, whatever the choice is made, will be passed inside this pop-up menu item. So I have by mistake, and I have added pop-up menu button. So whatever the choice we are passing inside it, it will be taking that choice as a value for this. So now inside the pop-up menu item, it will be taking whatever the value which we have, or the choice we have made, as its value. And after this, we'll be adding a child to it. So sorry for the typo. So we'll be adding a child to it. The child will be of a type text widget. So it will be displaying the choices from the list of the items which we are passing inside the text widgets. So we'll be adding a to list to it so that all the items are taken in the form of a list. This is similar to what we have done in one of the previous sessions. So now you can see on the top there are three dots appearing and the items are also appearing. So when we click on logout, it is printing breaking, and when we click on the settings, it is again printing breaking. So let me check once again and change the print statement for logging or logout. So I'll remove breaking and I'll add logging to it. After a hot reload, when I try to click on it again, so you can see it prints logging, and when I click on settings, it prints breaking. So this is how you can display top three dots for your application. So now we'll be looking how we can work with the tab bars inside our Flutter application. So firstly, I'll start by removing all the code which we had done for the stream builder or for implementing the theme switching of our application. So I have removed that stream builder. So now inside this return statement, we'll be returning a material app, and inside this material app as a home, we'll be having a default app controller. So this default tab controller will be taking a count or the length of the items which we want to display inside this tab controller. So basically we want two items inside it, so we have passed the length as 2. Next we'll be having a child inside this default tab controller, and we'll be having a child of type scaffold, which will be having an app bar. So we'll be assigning a title to this app bar. So as you must be knowing that there are two ways to pass the title. So the first one is by directly specifying the title through a text widget, and the second one is that we can pass the title from the my app or from the functions above. So I have added a title here which is a Flutter app. So we are identifying our app as a Flutter app, and inside the app bar there is a property which is named as bottom. So on that property we have added tab bar. It takes the list of tabs. So the list item list of this tab should be equal to the length which we have passed inside the default tab bar. So inside the list of these tabs, I have passed the first tab which will be showing an icon. So the icon will be of AC unit. So it is showing me an error. So I missed an icon. Yeah, so I'll add an icon here. I have added another tab here, and inside this I'll pass in another icon. So the icon will be of a type contact mail. Now let's save it and see the reformatted code. So you can see that the two tabs have displayed inside the app bar. So these two tabs are the things which we'll be working with. Now we'll be working on the body part of our application. So in the body, the first thing which we are having is a tab bar view. So this is basically for displaying the items or the children's which will be displaying when we are selecting one of the particular tabs from the top. So the first children which should be displaying when we have selected the item one from the tab is an icon. So this icon is of a type AC unit, and the second children which we have passed in is the text, so which says second tab. So after a hot reloading, you can see that the first tab is selected, so it is displaying an icon in the center of the screen. So when I'll be switching the second tab, you can see that it says the text which we want it to display. So clicking the tabs, you can switch the tabs easily, and this is how you can add a tab bar to your application. Now we'll see the last part of our session. So the first thing which we'll be doing in this part is that we'll be adding a snack bar to our application. So I'll remove the code which I have done for the tab bar, and inside the home I'll pass a scaffold widget. And inside the scaffold we will be having an app bar. So the app bar will be of the type app bar, and it will be displaying a title inside a text widget. So the title will be saying hello, and saving and reformatting the code. I'll directly move to the body part of this snack bar thing. So inside the body, so we'll be having a builder inside this body, and in this builder we are having another builder which takes a context, and through this context we can return something or return a widget to be specific. So we'll be returning a center widget from it, which will be having a child, and inside the child we will be having a raise button. So whenever we'll be pressing or whenever we'll be clicking on this raise button, so it will be displaying a snack bar at the bottom. So the raise button will be having a child inside it. So the child is of a type text, and it will be having another property which is on pressed property. So this is something which will help us to display the snack bar on the bottom. So this is showing me some error, so I'll quickly resolve it. So adding a semicolon resolves the error. So now inside this onPress function, I'll be adding a scaffold dot of context dot show snack bar. So this will be basically used to show the snack bar for our application. So for using a snack bar, what all purposes you can use a snack bar is that telling a user about a particular application, or for gaining the focus of a user for a particular thing which is appearing or taking place inside the app, we can use this snack bar. So I have used their scaffold dot of context dot show snack bar, and inside this show snack bar we have to pass a snack bar which has a content on it. So the content is of a type widget. So I'm coding here as snack bar, and inside it I am passing a content, and next I'll add a text to it, or we can say a text widget to it. So inside the text widget I have passed hello. Now let's hot reload it, and you can see that the button is appearing on the center, and when I click on this button you can see that a snake bar is displaying from the bottom. So the snack bar is saying hello as we have coded it inside the app. So that was it for this session, and if you have any doubts then you can ask your doubt on Discord. So I'll be active there for some time to solve your doubts related to this session.